Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome back to OverAnalyzed, which is of course our awesome Overwatch coaching series. Now, if you would like to send a clip into this series for consideration, then follow the instructions that have been on the screen. Okay, today we're going to go back to bronze, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a look at a McCree that says, I'm actually a pretty good mechanical McCree. However, I'm in bronze, basically. So we're gonna check this out. We're gonna roll the tape. Let's go, boom. And let's see what happens in this. So let's wait for the team selections to go through first. Looks like our chum has got a friend request, which is awesome. Anyway, we can see he's playing McCree, obviously. We've got a Mercy, we've got a Winston, we've got a Zarya, we've got a Lucio, we've got a friends list, and I think that was a soldier there. Actually, that's a pretty good team. You could even say this is like a meta team, or, well, as meta can be. I wasn't expecting this at bronze. I was expecting, honestly, just everybody playing whoever the hell that they like. This is a fairly strong team. I mean, that's okay. So what we're going to be looking at here is, I mean, if you guys watch the Hanzo one I did a while ago, that Hanzo player was clearly a very good player, but was just bad at Overwatch, and I'm expecting the same sort of thing here. Now, the thing with McCree, he's very punishing compared to Soldier 76 at this level. If you don't have the aim, you're probably better off playing Soldier 76. But our guy says, hey, I've got the aim, so let's check out what he's going to do. So it looks like he's going on a flank first, which is interesting. He's got the Mercy, 2 taps on her there, and that's pretty nice. Now, what's he doing now? Alright, well, okay. I can't be too critical there. That was a nice kill of the Mercy, but then you should have just really backed off straight away as soon as you've seen the Farah dive above you, because more often than not, she's going to take you out there, and you did have Zen on you. But honestly, whatever, that would have took some sort of insane reaction time to do that. So that's cool, and that's fine. Also, I'm noticing 0 voice comms, which is not great. Always try and talk to your team, even if you're the only person talking. Right, so you're going to try and prioritize the Farah. See, there's a couple of misses there. Now, there was 3 misses and 1 hit. Whoa. You know what? I'm not going to pause it because we're probably going to see more of that. But that was target priority, which was an issue. So what we're looking at here is, and not understanding the mechanics of McCree, not understanding the range of the flashbang there. You should have flashbanged the hog, but you didn't because you were too far away. Okay, so we're going to take a look at your positioning right now because you're standing in the middle of the point. Why don't you take the high ground to the right? Yeah, okay, you're going to take the high ground. This is great. I would do this. We know they've got a Farah, so we've got to be a bit careful of that. But why not go forward? Why not go forward where the monkey is and just put pressure on them? Yeah, this is cool. That Orisa's totally out of position. You've got the kill. What is that graviton? We'll just carry on as if that didn't happen. That's like whatever. Yeah, this is cool. Just put a bit of pressure down. You are slightly exposed here. Like, I would be a bit further back. I'd use some of the terrain as cover. I've got to pause it there. Beautiful shots again. So this is like, this is amazing to me. This is certainly a phenomenon with Overwatch where you've got people who are mechanically way better than the level they're in. It's just because they don't understand, well, Overwatch. All right, so we're about to go into a duel with Farah. We've just tagged her. That's awesome. You land another headshot. She's dead there. All you got to do is shoot her and she's dead. All right, she's backed off. Right, that is bad. What you've just done there is bad, and I'm going to pause it. I'm not going to draw on the screen, because honestly I don't really need to, but I do need to pause it. Why have you turned away from the Farah to go and get the health? You could have moved towards the health while looking at your target and continuing to fire. That will make you a better player. Now, you see you turned around really slow. If that Farah had chased you there, she could have booped you off the edge. She could have killed you. And a better Farah player would have done that, so you've got to be aware of that. So again, we're sort of standing in the point. And I'm going to have to draw on this now because this is really, really bad positioning. There's a soldier there, there's a Farah there, there's an Orisa there, there's a Mercy there, and I think there was the Roadhog there. You're just in the middle. You're McCree. You've got no sustain. You're caught out in the middle. You're dead. You only really want to be caught out when it's a 1v1 situation where you can use your flashbang. So I'm going to be surprised if you survive this. You're basically dead. Well, Farah's ulted you, so you're dead anyway. And it looks like Soldier's ulted as well, which is a bit crazy. So what you should be saying to your team right there is saying what ults have been used. Farah just ulted, Soldier just ulted. But you've got res. Okay, so you're going to walk in and flashbang. You fan the hammer. You shouldn't fan the hammer. You just left click. Primary fire into their head, you'll do more damage. Fan the hammer only like if you know it's going to give you a kill. Like maybe you flashbang the Tracer and she's low health. Fan the hammer into her or something like this. We need to flashbang this soldier though. We need to flashbang this soldier. What are you doing? What are you doing? You killed him, but why the hell didn't you flashbang him? It was on cooldown. You could have just flashed him and got a dead easy kill there. Target priority was good there. You were firing at the Farah instead of just burning into a barrier. That Farah is in a really bad position as well. But you've got your ultimate here. Why don't you take the high ground and just pop your ultimate from the high ground? See where those 2 windows are? Straight across the way where you're aiming. You could have gone up there and just popped your ultimate, or just dropped right back to your side where you are about to go now. Like here. Okay, working on the hog, that's good. But I'm just going to pause this here because if you look to your left a little bit and popped your ultimate here, you've just got sight over the whole point, and they're going to have to do something to take you out. This is good, though, working on the hog because we don't want to kill your Winston. Yeah, and we've got 20 health. We need to be aware of that because one shot and we're dead. Farah's got her ult up again and just sort of blows it. Oh, actually, she probably died mid-ult, maybe. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what happened. She got her ult really quick. That's Farah for you. Nice shot. Nice shot. Lucio's sound barrier. We need to get aggressive. Pop your ult, yeah. You've held on to this ult for too long. You could have had another ult generated by the time you use that ult, so that's something to be aware of. Use your ult more, and don't stand in the middle of the fight. You're not... That was not... I mean, look at that! Look at that, ladies and gentlemen! What the hell? Flash him. Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Nice. Point secured. All right, good. So, yeah, this is exactly what I suspected. Bad positioning. You should not be a bronze level player. You should be platinum easy or above. Easy. I don't even... Like, you're just in bronze because your positioning is not great. So we're going to see how this carries on in the other rounds. I presume it's just going to be the same. So I think I should really focus on positional mistakes. So there's obviously a massive mistake which is happening here, and everybody on the team is doing it. There's zero communication. Text chat is okay, but you really need to make call-outs. I mean, look at those stats. 14 eliminations, 2 deaths, and 54% accuracy. That's pretty good. Okay, you're firing into, like, you know, maybe roadhogs or barriers, but that's me being overly critical there because you're actually really solid. Like, really solid. I honestly can't wait to see what you're going to do here. What are the team talking about? Because you got caught, no one in the grab. Misclick. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it was a bad grab. I don't know why people do that. Like, if you've done a bad ultimate, it's like, whatever, just move on. Don't just keep attacking people. Don't go, oh, mate, your ultimate was so bad. Because they know it was bad. It's just like, what the hell? Anyway, let's see what you're going to do. So, you're not going to take the high ground on this point. You're going to stand here, which is okay. You didn't fire at the Farah, though, for some reason. I don't know why. You could have took a few shots at her. She's landed. I like the way you're trying to aim here is like a mixture between flick shots and tracking, which is fine. Like, we all need to work out our own kind of aim style with McCree. I track more than flick. I used to try and flick, so flicking is like looking at the target and just trying to flick the shots onto them. I track more than flick. I think that's just because I play more soldier. This is fine, just working on her, that's totally fine. You're in a decent position here, racking up the kills, destroyed the mech, killed the Mercy, carrying the team. Oh yeah, it's all easy, this is good. This positioning's okay because the fight's broken out. What you've got to remember with McCree, McCree is the cleanup crew. That's how I like to view McCree. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to cut my microphone because I was coughing. I was literally dying. Holy hell. But yeah, McCree is the cleanup crew. He's not frontline DPS. He's the guy who cleans up the fight, right? Or in a 1v1 situation like this, he's very strong. If Tracer comes near you, you should be able to kill her. So it's a test of accuracy. You're missing her. You're too eager with a flashbang. Now she's got the advantage. As soon as your flashbang is down, she has the advantage. But you do have a Mercy pocketing you, so you really shouldn't lose that duel. We're kind of still working on this Tracer, which is still fine. You know she's rewound there. You watch the rewind. You know she's going to be in front of you there, so why did you turn around? You should have predicted where she was going to rewind and ran towards that position. Right, so now they've got a Reinhardt in play. This is a big one for McCree players. You do know you can flash over the barrier, right? So if you run up to a Reinhardt and flash above his barrier, he will not... Well, he will get stunned, right? He has to flick his barrier real quick, and most Reinhardts won't do that. So you could run up to him now and flashbang him. Or it doesn't really matter, because he's just getting killed anyway. But using your primary fire there and his headshot hits to get critical hits is exactly what you want to be doing. You don't really want to be spamming alternate fire in your Fan the Hammer. You only really want to do that to burn barriers down, really, or in some sort of niche situations. It's not really something you want to rely on. If you're playing McCree, you need to rely on your accuracy, so you always want to be using that primary fire every time you can, especially when you flash people. So now we've got Deadeye again, and just when the last round went, or the way the last round went, even if I can actually talk, ladies and gentlemen, after I almost choked to death, just although I cut that out of the video, you need to use your ultimate. You missed the headshot as well, okay? You need to work on that. Why don't you take the high ground? What are you doing? Like, what is going on? Like, you're trying to kill this Tracer, your whole team's fighting it, you're dead now. Very lucky, you got the sound barrier on you there. But you could take the high ground through the jump pad and then just pop your ulti. You've got cover of the entire point. That's what you should do now. Take the high ground, pop your ulti. They do have a diva, so she could jump into your face, but who cares? And you've used it a pretty much... What you've done there is what a lot of players do, is you panic ulted. You've seen it was all going bad, so you're like, oh, I'll just ult. McCree's ultimate is literally the worst offensive ultimate in the game, right? You need to be very cute with this thing. If you can get just one kill with it, take it. If you can just burn a barrier down with it, take it. But you definitely should have got the high ground. It would have given you a major advantage. Also, you don't seem to be using your roll to reload that often. When you fire off 6 shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roll. Roll. I mean, I counted 6, right? 5. But when you get to 6, like, don't reload. Roll. You instantly reload when you roll. Look, we're going again. We're firing all the shots. We've got 2. We've got 1. Why don't we roll? Why don't we roll? You've got to get that into your game. All of the time you're not using the roll, it's pointless, right? Because it does 2 things. It moves you around. Not that great, but it does move you around. But it instantly reloads your weapon. So you can use it for fan the hammer, roll, fan the hammer, which I think a lot of McCrees get into the mentality of. But just bring it into your game. Like, fire. As soon as you run out, roll if it's up. Because, honestly, it's not that great of an ability. So you may as well use it more often. That shot there was beautiful again. You could flash him. Right, it was a bit touch and go, but you could have rolled up to him and maybe flashed him. Although, he still might have got the Earth Shatter off there. You could just pop your ulti here as well. Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is not bad. Like, I bet a lot of you guys in the comments watching this are just like, what is going on? This doesn't look like bronze level play to me. Like, your positioning on this point has been much better. You still haven't at any point taken the high ground, though, which is not great. You should be looking to do that whenever you can, especially when you've got your ultimate available. And flashbanging him. Like, you threw the flash into him there. Luckily, he turned and dropped his shield for some reason. But if you throw it above his shield, it will stun him, and then you can burn him down. McCree is a very deadly hero. Like, a very deadly hero. But he's so hard to play compared to a Soldier 76. It almost takes, like, a more crazy person to play McCree. Because taking people of 2 equal skill levels, the Soldier kind of brings a bit more utility. Now, the McCree can still kill people faster, which is his big, major advantage. And, of course, Soldier's got a better ultimate, which is whatever. So, yeah, this is pretty good. But you're still not talking to your team. I'd love it if you did. This is, I mean, one thing I've noticed through doing all of these overanalyzed, and I guess a lot of you guys have noticed as well throughout the series, is the lower level games don't have any voice comms at all. The mid-tier games generally have voice comms, but it's usually bad voice comms. I remember the Genji one we did recently, the diamond, the low diamond Genji, and that was just like a lot of chatter that didn't actually need to be there, and it was not great. And then as you go through the ranks, you start to get more accurate, concise chatter. But definitely at the lower end, you just get no chat. There's a bit of text chat going on, which is fine. I mean, look at that, 50% weapon accuracy. As McCree, that's pretty damn good. So what if there's barriers? That is pretty good. I would have expected a bronze McCree to be like 10% accuracy, but it's not. It's like the Hanzo one. I would have totally expected that as well. Literally, it is so eye-opening to me, this is. It blows me away. Alright, so you've took the high ground here. This is great. You can just work on them. Why don't you roll to reload? Just try and work that into your game. I won't pick up on that anymore because, well, you literally do it every single time. Decent flashbang. Start popping off into him. You see, you're shooting the barrier there, which is a target priority issue. That wasn't the greatest target there. Reinhardt's standing with his barrier out, and he's not really doing anything. This is, again, something I noticed with lower-level DPS players. You've got to think, the best thing you can do as DPS is kill the enemy. So firing into a barrier is a last resort. That is something you do if there is nothing else you can do, because if you're not damaging anybody or killing people, you're not building your ultimate. Their Tracer's just killed themselves with a pulse bomb, although it did kill your soldier. So it's like ineffective damage. And remember, Reinhardt can just charge his barrier. So it looks like they've swapped up their team comp a bit now. They've got a Symmetra and a May. This seems a bit crazy. But anyway, look, you're taking the high ground now, which is great. You haven't really... I don't know. I don't think your impact's been too great at the moment. This could be dodgy for us. That was a nice reload roll there, but you kind of rolled just to get out of danger. Like I said, just try and work the roll into your gameplay a little bit more. But we do have the ultimate now, so this is going to be interesting. This point is notoriously difficult to get back into. If the enemy take control of it and they sit on the high ground, it's very hard to get in here. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see where you actually go. Like their team composition, they've got 1 healer, and it's Mercy, I think, which is not great for them. So... And also, you notice, guys, I haven't actually been drawing on the screen that often with this, because I don't think there's been that much of a lot of what I can convey has been better off in text than me constantly pausing in this video and drawing all over the screen, because it's quite obvious what's going on. This is a very good game for McCree, because there is a Tracer who seems to be harassing you a lot. So it's giving you a lot of chance to work on the headshots. Like, a really good McCree with a flash run killed her there, but that takes a lot of skill. You know, those are really, really good McCrees. I'm decent at McCree, but I will miss that loads of the time, you know, so... Honestly, I'm not seeing too much difference here. It's just a positional thing with you and ultimate use, which you've got your ulti. What are you going to do with it? we're going to walk into symmetric turrets and die. Now, granted, I wouldn't have expected symmetric turrets there. We know they've got a symmetric, but whatever, turrets. You had no health, though. You're carrying on going into the fight with no health. If you've got 30 health, at least try and find a health pack, right? Yes, it is better if your healers heal you because they will get ultimate charge. However, if you get the health pack, you're not going to die. And the worst thing you can do in Overwatch is die. So always prioritize staying alive. Okay, so turrets are not the priority there. They are absolutely not the priority. Priority would have been shooting them there, but you're 2 men down, 3 men down. Taking a few pot shots at the turrets is okay. This Zarya is going to die because you need to back out. This is a very bad thing there. You could see 3 people died in the kill feed, right? I'm not going to pause it or whatever, but I'm just going to draw because you know where the kill feed is. This thing here, you just watched 3 people die, and you thought, yeah, sure, I'll just go in. And Zarya just ran in and died. That was horrifically bad. You should have got out of there. Okay, so it looks like you've swapped to Farah now, which is a surprise, because you didn't say that in your video recording. It was I'm playing McCree. So hopefully you go back to McCree, but even if you don't, that's cool. I wonder why you've gone for the Farah swap here. Like, Farah is strong on this point. That is undeniable. I don't think they've actually got any hit scans, so could be a decent change. Diva's always an issue, to be honest, but what's that? No, that was a good... Like, the Zarya doesn't really have anyone to combo with the Grav, which is... It's not great, although Zarya is still decent on her own anyway. It's looking highly effective, the swap is, because they've got no hit scan DPS here, so they literally cannot get you. But if you look at what's happened here, they've killed your whole team. So even if you did manage to, I don't know, work on them or do something to them, it kind of, yeah, it was a bit of a team communication issue because there is none. But as I say, it is very difficult to attack into that point unless you're going to get together as a team and combo ultimates. If you don't, then it's going to be a problem. So we're looking at the chat here, and it says, just the same than previous play. We'll get them this next time. Yeah, well, okay, this is fine. Like, that type of chin-up, enthusiastic chat is great, where you just say, like, guys, it's okay. We've got this, guys. We can totally make a comeback. And you can, right? Always be positive. Like, don't be negative. There's honestly no point to be negative in Overwatch. Because people will throw games in the spawn room because they don't like the team comp, or because they've had one bad round, so they throw the game. Don't do that, because the enemy could have bad rounds. It's so, like... It's not random, but it's so touch and go Overwatches. It's very rarely like an absolute stomp. It'll be a fairly close game, or it might look like a stomp, but there's been 3 really close points, but you happen to win 3-0 or something like that. So whatever. Okay, so we're not going to take the high ground again. I would always go to the left here and just take the high ground, because if you control that, you can just fire at will into the low ground. But because they're sort of, I don't know what they're doing, they're sort of going towards the point here, your positioning actually is okay. So I push forward now and look for being more aggressive, because we got a pick there. We killed their Mercy, but our Mercy's dead. Nice flash. Nice flash. How the hell did she get booted by Lucio? We need to stop this May killing our Zarya. It looks like we've managed to put enough damage in for it to get followed up. But decent. Nice flashbang on the Symmetra. And that's cool. And now your team are all together. You're very safe. You're very secure. It's just a case of cleaning them up. Like, this Trace is really not doing her team any favours. You're missing shots on her, though, which is just like, yeah, that's just a thing. You know, that's going to happen. It just takes practice to get better with McCree. But McCree is one of the most punishing characters in the game, because if you don't have pinpoint accuracy, you don't do any damage. With Soldier, you can be not as accurate and still do some damage. Now, actually, Soldier can do more damage than McCree if Soldier lands all of the headshots, but it's pretty impossible once you start factoring in his inbuilt spray, which McCree doesn't have. So actually, like, effective-wise, McCree kind of does kill people quicker. And it is more satisfying. Ping, ping, ping. McCree is just like a clean character. It's a more refined character. The Peacekeeper is a more refined weapon for a, whatever the Star Wars quote is. Anyway, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. This seems okay, but you are, again, taking the same crappy position, just standing in the middle of the point. Take the high ground. Like, you know what, guys? I'm finding it difficult to actually comment on this, because it's not that bad. Like, there are some fundamental... Flashbang him. What you should be looking to do is flashbang him, that Reinhardt, if he charges. In fact, we should probably talk about Reinhardt a little bit while we just watch this gameplay happen. If you've got a Reinhardt on your team, you can protect him from enemy Reinhardt charges by flashing the enemy Reinhardt as he charges, and you can work with him to flash over the enemy Reinhardt's barrier, so your Reinhardt can earth shatter through. So there's a nice bit of synergy, and a lot of the time, if you just stay with your Reinhardt, you can do a lot of work, because you can protect him, because McCree is a lot of close range damage. He's obviously got the flashbang as well, which is great. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. But yeah, it's just positional mistakes. It's a bronze thing where ultimates are just not used, it looks like. Just use your ultimate. Don't be afraid of holding on to your ultimate. Use the goddamn ultimate. We're not talking to the team, so we don't know about any kind of ultimate synergies, but to be honest, there's only really one ult synergy. Well, I guess you could say there's 2. with McCree. Maybe 3. You could maybe say you could do it with a grav, but grabbing somebody then looking for a Deadeye is going to be hard if there's a Reinhardt there and he's got his barrier. Again, like the other one could be the Earth Shatter combo. You need to move. Use your mic. Speak. Don't type. You could be running forward and going, guys, keep the Tracer off from me. No, that's your job. You should be killing the Tracer. You're McCree. Kill the Tracer. And the other combo, and probably the most common one, is the Nano Boost, which you might see referred to as the Electric Cowboy, which I think is a terrible name for it. But basically, that is when you get the Nano Boost, so you lock on faster, and obviously do more damage. But you do massive damage anyway with Deadeye. So, alright, we're doing the right thing. We're waiting for the team to catch up. This is what we want to do. We don't want to go, and we don't want to trickle in and die. But as I said, the main issues I'm seeing is just positional stuff. Your accuracy is not too bad. Lucky that was. The team are not really working together too great, but they're not trickling in. That is very unlucky that you died from that. How the hell did that get you? Oh, okay, just through the door. Okay, Res comes in though, that's great. I think you just killed, Lucio just killed their teleporter. That's pretty good. Deadeye. You could Deadeye here. Like, you are not using your ultimate enough. So what I want you to take away from this is use your goddamn ultimate, right? Don't save it forever. I mean, you saving it for the next game? No. Think about getting the high ground before you use the ultimate. Same applies for Soldier 76 as well. It's very nice if you get the high ground. You don't always have to do it, but a nice high ground ulti can be devastating on the enemy team. Think about rolling to reload, which you don't seem to do at all. You roll to get out of danger a lot of the time. Also, you can roll to be aggressive. Your team don't seem to like this Tracer. But honestly, you've had a lot of chance to kill this Tracer, and you have controlled us somewhat, although she seems to be getting out of control, which could be because you're getting, I don't know, tired, because this is a pretty long game. Your accuracy might be starting to wane. I don't know. I mean, it's something... like, one thing with McCree that will always make you a better McCree player is if you just practice. If you practice, and the best way to do that is to play Overwatch. And I'll tell you something, if you've got a friend that plays Tracer, get them into a custom game and just 1v1 them. Just go 1v1, or a Genji, right? It will make you so much better, because they're very hard to hit, they're fast moving. It's not just a McCree instant win. I mean, if they get close to you, then yeah, sure. If they don't get close to you, then, you know, it's a different ball game. But it's usually quite a nice duel with McCree and close range character. Or, well, the close range duel with McCree is because it still depends on a lot of sort of skill. Alright, let's see what you're going to do now. So we've got Tracer. We've identified the Tracer and we're thinking let's go and get her. We're going to walk down with the Winston. Remember, you can flash over his barrier, so you should totally flash over his barrier there. Although we did get attacked from behind by the Symmetra, so it was the right call to turn around and try and flash it. You missed with the flash, but you got a nice pick on it there. Finished the Reinhardt off. Like, imagine if you had your flash there, you could have flashed the Reinhardt, but it was worthwhile trying to flash the Symmetra, although that was a miss. We need to get in there and flash him. Look at him swinging his hammer, doing damage to your team. Missed the flash again. You seem to miss the flashbang a hell of a lot, which is kind of weird, especially for how decent your accuracy is. This is like a clutch sort of battle in this game. Whoever wins this is going to win this game, I'm pretty sure, because you're carrying your team to some extent, and that Trace is carrying their team. And it's going to be who the hell wins this duel is going to take the point. One issue I've got, though, which is a bit problematic, it's so difficult to retake this point. The Symmetra setting up on the point is going to be a problem. The good news is they've only got one healer. They've got a May. They're very tanky. I mean, you could swap to the Farah here. You did it before. You could have done it straight away. What are they going to do to you, right? You could have flashed to there. That's just a mechanical thing. Flash the May. She's going to ice wall block, whatever. Oh, actually, that's a pretty good kill. Although they rezzed it. Okay. Zen wants to go in on the front line. He obviously wants action. Okay, so we need to start looking for a target. That's a good target. We didn't need to flash. We could see she was dead, but we flashed anyway. You're not using Fan the Hammer as well. This is, I guess, the other point. You can Fan the Hammer into that Reinhardt shield, roll, and then Fan the Hammer. You will do more damage faster than you would just primary firing into the shield. So what I want you to do as well is not prioritize shooting the shield when you can shoot other people. You need to kill this Tracer. This Tracer is starting to annoy me now. You started off great against her. She's one hit. She's rewound behind you. Flash missed again, and we're dead again. So it's getting a bit painful. We're starting to lose this quite bad. One thing I'd consider doing here, I think we've actually got a Farah on our team now, but one thing I'd consider doing here is maybe you could swap up if you are having so much trouble with this. Soldier could be a bit more forgiving if you wanted to try that than a McCree. I don't know. But whatever, you're sticking with it, it's fine. You are silver damage as well, which again is okay. It's more the limbs. Like, effective McCree play, you want to be looking at gold, silver limbs, and gold, silver damage, really. You're using your ultimate, which is okay. You could have got a kill there, but you backed off. Like, at least you've used the ultimate. But again, we're like 80-something% into the point, and we've not used the ultimate. It's not great. We're not using it enough, and it's starting to frustrate me throughout this video. There's very clear things here which will just make you a damn sight better player, and you will just go up through the ranks. Decent flash, although we get okay, unlucky. So it looks like the duel, which I spoke about at the start of this round, we have comprehensively lost, and as a result, our team have lost the game. So we can say it is pretty much our fault that we've lost. Unless something drastic happens, although I don't think it's going to, because overtime's about to finish. Okay. Okay, let's see if you bring up the stats screen. Press tab, go on. Okay, so let's talk about this, because you, as a mechanical McCree player in terms of accuracy, are great. You should be a higher rank than you are. Your positioning is not that bad, but it's not that great. You shouldn't just be standing in the middle of the fight. Think about getting the high ground more. What is bad, and think about McCree being the cleanup crew, like in the back of the fight, not at the front or whatever. When a big fight breaks out, and if you're in the middle of it, that's cool. But you don't want to be on the front of the fight, and you don't want to be just standing on the point, because that's not great. Think about getting the high ground. Things you really need to change, though. Number one, communicate with your team. Number two, use your ultimate. You do not use it enough. You should be using that all of the time. Remember, it's the worst ultimate. It doesn't matter if it does nothing. Who cares, right? Just pop the ultimate. Think about getting the high ground to pop the ultimate. Think about using it to just blast through Reinhardt barriers. That's fine. The other thing with Reinhardt, remember, you can flash over the top of Reinhardt's barrier when he's holding it up, and that will stun him, and then you can blast through him. Great to work with your Reinhardt if you've got one on your team to charge the enemy Reinhardt. It's a nice little bit of synergy because you can flash him and then charge through. That's awesome. The other thing is, remember, you can roll to reload your weapon. You know this, right? Fire, 6 shots are off, roll to reload, then start firing. It's faster than just reloading manually because you'll output more damage. And that's what McCree's all about, outputting more damage. And as we've seen in this video, when we don't win those crucial duels as McCree, we lose the game. Sometimes we might need to say, guys, we've got to swap. I'm getting destroyed by this tracer. Can somebody else take this role? Because if you don't do that, you will end up losing games. There's no shame in it. Also, you could have maybe played the Farah like you kind of did. I know somebody on your team did pick the Farah up, but that's okay. But honestly, again, I'm shocked with this. I would not have... If you'd showed me this gameplay and didn't put the rank on it, I'd probably think it was platinum, to be honest. It's not. It's bronze. You should be platinum. Take those little tips away and you'll become a much better McCree player because you've already kind of got the aim. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. If you'd like to send your video in for consideration for OverAnalyzed, then follow the instructions that have been on the screen. And do remember, this is a community effort to get better at Overwatch. If you are a McCree main, do leave some tips in the comments below, or you're just a good McCree player. And yeah, guys, remember you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I'll catch you on the next one. And my voice seems to be going, holy hell. Oh Lord. Toodaloo, ladies and gentlemen. Toodaloo.